so here we go. You were half of the group, Diddy Dirty Money. Can you tell us how did that union come?
Right.
How did that come to be?
You know what? It was, I tell people, I was one of those kids, like, you ever seen The Never Ending Story?
Yes,
and,
I have.
The little kids was like, okay, so I was him. Like, I could, fathom so many things in my head to the point where my mom used to be like, Kalenna, you're crazy. You need help. Like, that's never going to happen. And I used to be telling my mom, I believe God, it's going to happen. And Puff was always the top of my list for somebody to work with. I admired his grind, his hustle. I admired his never give up. It was just so much about him that I admired. And he don't sing. He don't do none of that stuff for real. He's just smart and he's dope, right? And I remember beginning my, career as a writer, and I was an artist too, but writing was something I was really good at. So people said you can make a lot of money writing for other artists, and I said that's cool. And I just never wanted to forget about my Kalenna because that's how I started, singing and knowing that I could do it and blah blah blah. And so, long story short, after I had Meshack, who's my first son, I was 24 years old, and me and Tony were going through all of the woes of what a relationship with baby mamas and money does. And y'all already know, y'all can imagine. and it was one of those things where I just wanted to pull myself up out my bootstraps. And the first thing I thought was, I know where I'm going to get stability for this baby, and I'm not going to never have to, if me and Tony, God forbid, me and Tony break up, I'm not going to be the baby mama that's calling him for no diapers or no milk, because I know where I can go get this grind at, and it was my music. I'm good at this. And so I began to just take sessions and just to go hard, and I remember getting my first, major publishing deal, and that was with Big John through EMI Music. And so when he came and met me, he was just like, yo, girl, you're talented as shit. Like, it was the disclosed area. He's looking at me like crazy. He's like, I'm going to have a contract to you tomorrow. That doesn't even happen. So the contract was to me the next day. I signed. And when everything kind of, all the monies were transferred and, everything was cool, I moved out to L.A. And the first thing I, asked myself, of course I had family here helping me with my baby, was like, okay, so my husband's going with me. I got baby, and I'm out here in L.A., and I need to go hard. And the first person I need to get in with is Rodney Jerkins, and they made that happen. When that happened, we did 47 records, in 2-3 weeks. I mean, we were going hard, maybe a month time. I say a month time just so people don't think it's unbelievable, right? And 21 of those records got placed. And then Big John came and said, yo, Puff Daddy's working on the album. I think it'll be a good idea if you go over there and, write some shit for his album. So I'm like, you fucking real. I'm on that. Fuck you mean? Now I'm closer to Puff than I ever believed I would be. I thought maybe, I'd try to get a deal with him one day. Or, I had met him before when I won a Burger King Fest here, in Atlanta. When I performed, I met him backstage and we took pictures. But that was the closest I ever thought I was ever going to get to Puff again. Mm-hmm. So coming after, having a baby and, like I said, the drama of being this young girl with this nigga with all these babies and all this shit, now I'm going to work on this album. So I get there, and y'all, his house was fucking crazy. Y'all already know. I walk up, I'm like, oh, this is what I want. This shit is crazy. Y'all see this? This is crazy. He got security guards and fucking Rolls Royces and shit. This shit is insane. Assistants and maids and chefs cooking. And so we walk from the front of the house to the back of the house. And the beat for strobe lights is playing. I'm not sure if y'all heard the album, but it's like boom, 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 boom. Mm-hmm. I'm sitting there like, this fucking track is stupid. So, of course, anytime music is playing, that kind of just takes me out of the whole moment of what I'm supposed to be doing, because that's what I do with music. And so I start rocking to the beat, and all of a sudden Puff comes in the room with no pants on, putting his Levi's on, drawers on, and he's like, you like this fucking beat? You like this? I'm like, this fucking shit is crazy. He's like, can't no fucking body right to it. He's like, what would you do to it? This is our meeting. This is how we're meeting. And he was like, what would you do to it? I see you like this shit. And I just remember saying to him, when you know, like I know, when the sunlight falls down, there she goes. That nigga was like, nigga, you're cold, nigga. Yeah. You're cold, nigga. And so I'm like, all right, cool, whatever. So he's like, yo, I need you to stay here and write this record. Guys, I've never wrote a record in my life that took so long. It took me a month because it seemed like just when I came up with the right verse, he was like, I think you can go deeper. I think you could go harder. So I'm like, is this nigga trying to break me like I'm in the military or some shit? I'm trying to figure it out. Like, I'm crying in corners like, hold up, I didn't know the meat was going to be like this, little Puff Daddy. I thought he was just going to go with the flow. And so I remember, like, it was my last day there, and I told him, I said, Puff, I don't know who you're going to use on this album, but we have built a great relationship. We have laughed together and talked about all kind of crazy things. He told me stories about, him coming up in the game and, just real life shit, like just having a conversation with somebody that didn't care about the money at the time. It wasn't nothing like that. It was like apple pie talking to his little sister, telling me some crazy stuff,
Right.
And I said, nigga, who you using for this album? Because this shit is amazing. He was like, I don't know who I'm using. He's brushing his teeth, and he's like, maybe somebody I got signed. So automatically, I was like, Dawn, you know what I mean? Like thinking about people he could possibly use. And I got a call 4 o'clock that morning, and he was like, I love you so much. Like your spirit, you're such a nice person. You're so cool, and you're talented as fuck. I need you by my side. I can't do it without you. He said, I know it's not proper protocol, but, I'll talk to management and lawyers tomorrow, but I need you in my life. Like I need you in my group. And that's how Dirty Money came to be.
Wow. And being a big fan of Dirty Money, it's really interesting to me to know that backdrop of it because, otherwise I would have never known. So that is absolutely crazy.
It was a blessing. I'm telling you, you can, I guess you could dream everything up, conjure it in your mind, and it kind of just comes to you if you believe it.
That's right. We agree with you 100% on that. Okay, so on the other side of that, can you tell us why Dirty Money disbanded?
Dirty Money was one of those, like, once-in-a-lifetime situations. Puff didn't, like how the music industry works is usually you'll sign to a label and you'll sign, like, a multi-album commitment. And that means, it could be 10 albums. It could be 7 albums. And, the best deals are when it's just a 1-album situation, just to see how things go. Like, Puff's never been in no group before with 2 girls. You know what I'm saying? Like, how does that happen? He's still Diddy. And so I think it was, like, something that he wanted to create in history. It was, it was monumental. It was groundbreaking. It was conceptual. It was dope that Puff decided to use 2 black girls, brown black girls at that somebody who looked like his sisters and his aunties, and little girls out here that don't have a role model. And, Puff is very much a black man that is, making ends and leaping bounds and busting down barriers in such a white society, I would say, like just like the way it is. So sometimes it's like guy in the trenches, and the Dirty Money didn't really disband. It was a moment in time. It happened, and we promised each other that we'll never go away. We could get together tomorrow, for real. To be honest with you, we still got all our tour stuff, and we got enough songs. God knows we do in the vault to put out more albums, and I think that that could definitely be a possibility because that's how Puff works. You see him, coming back with Bad Boy in the Family. Like, it just happens during a tour. So I'm not, I tell people, like, it was a moment in time. It was like, great sex, for a moment in time. And, we made a baby and we all share in the bringing up of that and taking care of it. But Dirty Money is like a forever thing. You know what I mean? Like once in, never out. But yeah, so we're just trying to find ourselves too,
Oh, good, and nothing wrong with that. That's what life is all about. But I love hearing that you say, if y'all did decide to come out with something, hey, we ready.
We could do it. We could do it. God knows we could. I know it. That's what's up.
Okay, so you touched on it a little bit earlier about writing music, and I know that you've written for Aretha Franklin and Christina Aguilera, and the list just goes on and on and on. So what exactly made you want to actually start writing music?
Well, I was one of those kids that was, like I said, I was a dreamer, and I was an international brat. I was a military brat. My father's job, led us to have to move a lot. So I was like Korea and Hawaii and, Philippines and, Germany. So I was all over the world, and it was really hard to make friends, right?
Right.
You coming from Augusta, Georgia, just say, for instance, and you move into Germany, y'all ain't wearing the same clothes, y'all not listening to the same music, you don't talk the same, whatever the case may be. And so I found my home in writing. And so when I began to act out as a teenager, and my parents were like, yo, like, you don't put the cello down, you're not in orchestra no more, you're not doing the all-state choirs, you're not doing what you're supposed to do, like, as that straight A student that we set up in our minds for you to do. Like, what do we need to do to make you, just calm down and just, like, become Kalenna again? Because I was going through a lot of other issues. I'm going to save that for the book so y'all can read the book.
Okay.
Like my dad spent a lot of time with me in the studio after I told him that music was what I wanted to do. And so he was just like, here go all about the music business. This is how you're going to make the most money in the music business is writing, because now everybody can come to you. And it's just like anything. If you're providing a service, and the services that you want rendered are easier to get done because it's the barter system and blah, blah, blah. And like I said, I've always been a writer, and I always felt connected to God. I always felt like I had something to say, and I felt like not enough people were listening. So being a writer was just right up my alley, right?
Right.
Okay. Good. Okay. So is it difficult to make your personal and professional lives in regards to your husband managing your career?
Is it difficult? Yeah, like anything it is, most definitely. Shit, it's difficult keeping your relationship. You understand what I'm trying to say?
Mm-hmm.
But of course, I mean, it's a blessing. There are advantages and there are disadvantages. The advantage of having your husband manage your career is that the person, they can't steal shit from you because it's all in one basket. You know what I'm saying? Like, you bringing all of the money home. And you guys spend an ample amount of time together. Now, the disadvantage is it's work. And, and so sometimes the relationship can get lost in the work, And at one point in time when we were on tour and I was working with Puff, me and my husband's relationship was very work-related. But I felt like I was dating him, though, because every moment we had, to spend in a hotel, honey, we was doing that. We was doing the mumbo jumbo, honey. You hear me? And we was getting it in every little second, every moment. We were dating all over again because Puff take up a lot of time. So
right.
It was times where he was calling Tony's phone like, "Where's Kalenna?" And I'm like, "Shh, don't tell him I'm here." And my face is in the pillow. But anyway, but I'm just saying, just trying to figure it out. But those are the advantages. You get to spend a lot of time. But like I said, the disadvantages are sometimes the relationship, the spirituality of the relationship, the purpose that God wants for a man and a woman gets lost based on money, chasing the money, and all of those other things that come with that.
Okay, that makes a hell of a lot of sense. It makes a whole lot of sense. Okay, so moving on to television, what made you decide to join the cast of Love and Hip Hop Atlanta?
Man, listen, when they asked me the first season, coming off a tour, I was like, I pass. Like, that's just not even my type of people to hang out with, and, like, blah, blah, blah. But then I began to look at it from the business standpoint. It's 7.2 million viewers every Monday night. Mm-hmm. And what happens is they show, like, a little piece of your life, and whatever you're willing to do for your money, that's what happens. No, I'm willing to show the world, and this is just me talking. This ain't for everybody, right? Mm-hmm. I want to do music. I don't want to do shit else. I don't want to get on TV and make an ass out of myself, and I'm not doing a sex tape. Even if you look at my Instagram, I'm not turning up too much. Yes, I'll let you guys in on, me liking women, and guess what? Instead of my husband cheating on me, if he ever feels that Kalenna ain't doing what she's supposed to do in the bedroom, and I do a lot, then guess what? We're going to go out and find a bitch together because you're not going to do it behind my back. And those roles are so much worse than me saying, okay, yeah, we're going to turn up the night and that's it, right? But, you know, I see all of my friends, they go through those cheating modes and it's crazy. So anyway, I felt that if I could just let my light shine a little bit and let people know that there's a woman out here like me. I'm not drama-filled. I'm about my business. Mm-hmm. You know, I love my husband and I love my family. If there was a way that I could do that. Now, shopping a reality show to networks and trying to let them know, they're like, it's a little boring. You know, you're too cool, you're too chill. So Love and Hip Hop was my avenue to take at the time. That's what God provided for me at the time. And I said, you know what, God, I'm going to jump in the vehicle. As scared as I am, I'm going to let you take the wheel and let you lead the way, and I'm just going to be the best queen I could possibly be. And, you know, the attack is real, but at the same time, like, I can't get off my square. For anybody on that show that has something to say or who feels threatened by or has insecurities about my presence, like, I'm not tripping on none of that. All I can say is, you know, I chose to do it because it was a perfect avenue and so many people were watching to be able to see the God light that does shine from my, you know, my pores and the way me and my husband really do love each other. Like, it's real. It's no, I'm out screwing these chicks or I'm out messing with these niggas and, you know, you can come back home and then we're going to fake it for everybody. Like, it's none of that. This is real. And I really love my stepchildren, and I'm really willing to do whatever it needs to be done to make sure my king is taken care of. And that's it. And so, like, you know, and my music reflects that because it's real. I'm really in the studio every day, you know, trying to make better music for the world to listen to. And I felt like it was a perfect opportunity for Love and Hip Hop because that's what my life is.
Right. Right. Okay. And we watch it every Monday. So you are absolutely, and me not just saying this just because, but you are really the realest person on the show that we believe, because a lot of people that we see on the show, you know, they like to fake and flex and, you know, stuff like that. And we feel like that you.
Nobody got time for that.
Right, exactly. We just
nobody
got
time for this shit. Like, everybody, I know, and I'm sorry to cut you off. I know if I'm tired of seeing motherfuckers with fake fucking stacks of dollars and motherfucking fake-ass Bugattis in front of the club, I know y'all tired of seeing that shit. You know what I mean? Like, it's one thing to have smoke and mirrors, right? It's good when Michael Jackson was doing the shit. At least he wasn't stunting on us. The motherfucker was just leaning over real forward on the motherfucking stage, and we thought that shit was, like, magic. And then when we all grew up, we seen, he had pegs out the stage. That was great. It was a great magic trick. But nigga, stop trying to pull wool over my eyes like you got more than me, because we all doing the same thing. We on this show because you trying to prove a point and show people that you working hard for what you believe in, just like me. So what are we doing? You know what I'm saying? So the whole, I got more than you, you got more than me, because if that's the case, you're going to be over there with my friends that's in Ibiza. And and over there in Central Pay, because I know them. They don't give a fuck about Love and Hip Hop or none of that shit we doing, because they don't care.
Right.
You know
right.
Right. You know, they with their family, eating food with their families, you know, making memories and laughing with their families, taking pictures to put on their desk where they work of their families. Like, that's the dream and that's the goal. All this other stuff to turn up in the club with the fake bottles because that's your friend and he's going to bring you over 30 bottles to your section. Or, you know what I'm saying, you and your girls going out with no panties, chilling with the ball players. Like, you just a turn up. That's it for the moment. And I do not support it.
That's right. That's right. And we right there with you. We really are. So a lot of people feel as though some of the stuff that is shown on Love and Hip Hop is just too wild and too crazy to be true. Now, to finally put this to rest, is Love and Hip Hop Atlanta, as far as in your opinion, is it scripted?
Yes. Yes. I ain't going to sit here and lie to y'all. Like, you know, at the end of the day, you know, you got to make great TV. And I'm not going to say that the accounts aren't true, but, you know, like when y'all watch Locked Up Abroad and y'all see the story reenacted, that's what happens. So a lot of things definitely get misconstrued. I mean, like, you know what I mean? Think about it. Like, who in their right mind, right, going to have, like, 30 motherfucking cameras around and you dipping somebody's toe in a jar of chocolate and sucking it, like, and that's like real. You know you're doing that shit for TV. I'm just being honest. Like, come on, y'all. Like, y'all know this shit ain't porn. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you gonna get, like, I mean, that's just what it is. So, yeah, you know, it's scripted reality TV. And with that being said, we're all trying to put our best foot forward. And me, I just happen to be one of the realest people that you ever gonna meet because I'm trying to go to heaven and fuck all this other shit.
Yeah, I'm like, girl, so you telling the truth right there.
I'm just saying, like, at the end of the day, and it's just like, you know, like, I'm not trying to put nobody out there. They do a great job. Everybody behind the scene of Love and Hip Hop are amazing, you know, at curating these stories with the artists.
Right. Okay, well, we thank you for letting us know that finally.
Yes, honey, yeah. I mean, but that doesn't mean that, you know, some of the like I said, the basis of my story is definitely, like, you know, it's real. Like, me and my husband are trying to live the American dream. And capitalism is a gift to all Americans, so why not use it? And so that's just real. Like, I'm not going to lie to you.
That's right. That's right. Okay, so on to a little bit of gossip. Can you tell us? Who, in your opinion, is the hardest person on the Love and Hip Hop set to work with?
Carly Red.
Why did I think that name was gonna show up?
Hey, baby, listen, because she know what she want, honey. I just want to let y'all know, like, you know, Carly know what she want and how she want it. And it's just like, you know, I'm saying I've learned a lot from Carly, just, you know, so far as standing your ground and, you know, not letting them, yeah, if I don't care, y'all losing daylight, but y'all can get what I need done, period. Right. You know what I'm saying? If y'all ain't going to get that done, then y'all, I guess we going to shoot tomorrow then, you know, that's Carly. Like, you ain't going to get, y'all going to get what I want. And, you know, she just, you know, that's the island in her, the Trini girl. So I respect it, though, but she don't play no games, honey. You better make sure her eyelashes is right, honey.
I know that's
right. Is right.
Okay. So, like we said, we're huge fans of the show. And, of course, we see all the drama as it unfolds. What are some things that you do to deal with all the drama? How do you calm yourself and kind of distance yourself from that when you need to?
Well, let's speak on somebody making a comment saying that my phone was off. That's one reason. I changed my fucking number so they can't call me, and then my fucking nerves don't call me. Don't ask me about what, no scene, who said what, because I ain't in it. I ain't in it. My name is Bennett. I'm not fucking in it. The second thing I do is I make sure that I know that this is work. Love and Hip Hop is work. That has nothing to do with who Kalenna really is, like, at all. Like, my real friends still call me, and we still laugh early in the morning. I could still go to the Nordstrom Rack, honey, and call my friend at 9 o'clock and be like, bitch, you ain't up yet. Why is you still sleeping? She'd be like, I have a hangover because I went out last night. You too old for to be standing on the motherfucking couches, bitch. You know what I'm saying? And be laughing with her. So it's just like, you know, it's really sad sometimes, though, that because it leaks in. And the scary part where it does leak into your real life is you don't want people to misconstrue what they see on TV for who you really are. Right. And we know that there's going to be editing, and you know that people are going to take that and they run with it and they put it in their back pocket. Right. And that could be scary. So you do a scene, and then, you know, all of the emotions of things going wrong kind of, you know, seep in, or, you know, when they pit, you know, different characters against each other for no obvious reason, but of course we know it's good TV, but, you know, it's just like, and people feed into it, you know what I'm saying, and then they carry it home. That's when it gets hard. But, you know, for me, I got my husband, I got my babies, you know what I'm saying, I got loyal fans. Like, I don't even call them fans, I just call them like extended family, and it's just like, you know, I just try to keep it real, like, and I leave that shit at the door. When I come home, I take those heels off, I wipe the makeup off, and I put some sweats on and a T-shirt and chill with my family. And we watch, like, you know, Will Ferrell movies all night, Quentin Tarantino, and laugh, and, you know what I mean? Like, cook, and, you know what I mean? Just kind of leave that shit at the door, right?
Right, right. You have to sometimes leave work at work, and when you at home, you at home.
That's it. And Love and Hip Hop is definitely work.
Okay, so we're going to move on a little bit. On a serious note, we saw on the last couple of weeks of the show that you were suffering from symptoms of postpartum depression after the birth of your second baby. How hard was it for you to take care of yourself and to deal with the postpartum depression symptoms in front of all the cameras?
Well, let me tell y'all something. Going back to it being scripted, just to give you a little insight, I remember going to one of the producers on the show and telling her, I can't do it. Mm-hmm. I am shot out. I feel like not like myself. My body isn't together. The whole world is going to see this. I feel so unorganized. I do not feel like I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing. Like, it was crazy. And when we sat down and talked, she said, you know, would you be willing to tell the world that? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, show people, like, what you're going through, because that's real.
Right.
And I said, yeah, most definitely. And so, you know, we began to dig into some true emotions and have real counseling sessions. And my husband knew, you know, after a while, like, I was serious about what I was doing. I never wanted to hurt my kids. Like, don't ever get it twisted. Like, but everything that, when it came to work, body image, when it came to, you know, everybody's wearing these waist trainers and shit, that shit hurt. So I was like, listen, I'm taking this shit off. I can't breathe. Okay?
Right.
And so, like, you know, it's just like, you know, everybody's doing all this extra stuff, and it's just like I felt like I couldn't fit in. You know, I felt like I couldn't get up and go. Like, my friends were going out, and they're like, girl, you ain't coming to this club. You know, all the Love and Hip Hop cast members were trying to call me, and that you don't ever come out, and blah, blah, blah. And I was just like, I'm not into it. I'm not where I want to be. Like, you know what I mean? I feel like I just took 20 steps back. Like, I just had a kid, and now I feel like that's now a weight on my ankle. You know, it was just a lot of feelings and emotions, but I'm good now. You know what I'm saying? I definitely worked through those issues and learn how to take time for Kalenna and not worry about everybody else. Like, learn how to say, you know what, babe, watch the baby for me for about 35 minutes, an hour, and be able to pray and be able to go take a shower in peace. And, you know what I mean? Just, you know, find like a synergy with me. And, you know, it's been, I hope I answered your question properly, but it's, you know, it's tough, but I'm hanging in there, and it's real. And I just wanted to let women know, like, they're not the only ones that go through it. Like, I'm human, and being a quote-unquote celebrity, like, that doesn't exempt you from having feelings and emotions that could mess up the whole day, or feeling like you got a cloud over your head every day, all day. Like, I'm going through it. Like, I'm looking at my boobs while I'm talking to y'all right now in the mirror, and I want new boobs. Like,
I'm sure you don't need any help in that department. I'm so sorry.
It's okay.
Okay. So back to the music part of the interview. In your opinion, what is the hardest thing about being a music artist?
The hardest thing for me about being a music artist is letting the world hear what you really are about, right? Like, you know, being able to put your music out and everybody hears, you know, your point of view. Everybody understands your point of view. So that's what I'm saying. So everybody be able to understand, like, where you're coming from, right? And I think that people forget, like, it's almost like when you read the Bible, or, you know, you read a book and you're reading from somebody's perspective, and you're seeing from somebody's perspective, you're seeing from God's perspective, or whoever, John, Paul, all of these people that, you know, wrote, you know, their encounters with God is kind of like, it's similar. Now, I'm not using religion and music and trying to mix it up and make it crazy, but what I am saying is you are a voice, you know, and you guys need to get in the shower. You are a voice. And I'm sorry, I'm being a mom too. See, I'm being a mom.
You're okay.
Baby and husband, like, get in the shower so we can get out the house, because I'm already showered and ready. But you are, you know, like, you're a speaker, and you're speaking your emotions. You're speaking, like, you know, true encounters of what people have gone through or what you've gone through. I think the hardest is for people to let it just be that. Like, oh, okay, cool. You know, some people take things so little, like, oh, she a hoe because she talked about this and this. They're not seeing it like, you know, she's speaking from her best friend's point of view. You know what I mean? Or,
right.
you know, or, oh, she's going through such and such. She's a punk because blah, blah, blah. He could be speaking from how his daddy loved his mama. Like, you know, so it's really hard to just be able to sing a song to somebody and not be judged for what you sing, and just people really just, you know what I mean, just take it for what it is. Like, that's probably the hardest thing for me.
Okay.
As an artist, and just, you know what I mean, getting the truth out there from your account, and people just taking, like I said, taking it. You're not doing the interview. This is my interview.
What is some advice that you could give to a young black woman who is starting out and she wants to continue a music career or to start a music career? What is some advice do you think would help her?
First of all, I would tell her to make sure she keep her cootie cat to herself.
All right.
She got to do like Jocelyn said, and she got to be stingy with her cootie cat. You can't give it to any and everybody. Yes, because you know why? I think that women are taken advantage of, especially young women in this industry. You pretty girls, you got cute little bodies. You know, you're supposed to be like, you know, you the pick of the litter, baby. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You corner you is it, you know. And before you know it, you done made the run of the mill, because every producer done try to stick something to you, and every songwriter and every guy. And it's a male-oriented business. So the first thing I would say is make sure that you protect your cootie cat with your life, because niggas going to talk. Second thing I would say is, you know, make sure that you got somebody that can support you, that loves you, and that's going to hold you down. Whether it's a big sister, a cousin, a mom, because they always going to watch, you know, just the fitna that's going around, whether it's women or men, you know, they're going to watch. So you should definitely have somebody with you, and never let nobody tell you that you got to change who you are in a negative way to prosper in this industry, because a lot of girls are sold a dream, and guess what? None of that shit come to pass. You know what I mean? And I know a couple girls that are in the industry, and, you know, they're around, but they were sold a dream, and they're just like, just still industry girls at 40-something years old. You know what I mean? Because they were older than me, you know?
Right.
And I would say make everything very business-like. Make it about your business and your music. And, you know, take yourself seriously. So, you know, don't smoke and don't be drinking and messing up your pores and, you know what I mean, your little lips. You don't want them to be all black and crusty. You know, motherfuckers be trying to get you to smoke weed with them every 2 seconds. Like, yo, son, we do vapor around here, but, like, we don't smoke out the blunts. Like, we don't do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, take care of you, take care of yourself, take care of you, and stay connected to your family. And I think that everything will kind of unfold on its own. I couldn't give you an advice. It's like all of it seems like, you know, just wonderful God magic to me. So I just kind of put it up in the air and give it to God, and he kind of, you know, he makes it unfold the way it's supposed to be. But, I mean, you know, I work out. You know, I go to vocal lessons, and so I dance and I write my music, and I concentrate on that, and everything kind of unfolds. And if you concentrate on those things and not who's driving what, who can give you what, who got the most money, and who you going to jump in bed with, I think you'll be just fine.
Okay, that sounds like great advice to me. So, yeah, a lot of women need that advice to help them. So what are some things that we can look forward from you soon, coming sometime soon?
Well, since I've been working on Black Orchid for 12 years, as Rasheeda says, I'm going to put Black Orchid out at the top of next year. It's such a passion project, and I didn't want to rush it. I refused, and, you know, I began to work on other people's projects. But then as I came closer to having my baby, I said maybe I should put something out like a prequel to Black Orchid for my fans and people that have been waiting on some Kalenna music and not like something I've done on somebody else. So Rosewater will be out August 10th, and I'm really excited to let people hear what I've been working on, what's my perspective on love and relationship. And just as a woman, like, I'm really growing, and I feel so strong, and I feel so much closer to God, and I feel so much, you know, understanding of what the government and what the world is doing. I feel so much more connected to my people. And I want people to know that. And so August 10th, Rosewater will be out. And like I said, I'm just really excited for, you know, the next year to come. And I mean, of course, I'm thinking of a tour right now, and I'm thinking of books, and I'm thinking of children's books and all kind of things. But those are things that, you know, we could talk about next conversation, and, you know, just to keep it interesting. But it's a lot on my table that I'm really ready to do and to take on, and I feel strong and confident about it all. And I just thank God for being in this position. But Rosewater, August 10th. I can't stop saying that. August 10th.
Okay, well, we will definitely be looking out for that. And I love it that, as you said, we'll save it for our next conversation. I hope to talk to you
That's
again.
Right. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so our last question is just, where can our readers keep up with you and your latest project? Social media, website?
Right now, you know, I wanted to keep it simple, and we know everybody is IG, and I think that everybody checks their IG, you know, the first thing in the morning anyway. They don't even check their email. So you can follow me at KDiddyBop, and, you know, that's all my handles on all my social media, so follow me there. Or, you know, look me up, Kalenna Harper, and you can just find out more information about me. And, you know, I have music out there right now. I have some older works that I did maybe a couple years ago that's still banging. And for those who don't know, it's called Chamber of Diaries. So you can go to thatpiff.com or livemixtapes.com and download that thing and just get into what you're, you know, about to be introduced to when it comes to Kalenna. Kalenna spelled Kalenna.
Okay, good. And we thank you so much. This has been such a blessing.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you guys, man.
I know you wanna see my part in the limelight. Camera flashing, I'm so tired. Send the stage in your face to the other side. Fall back, you can see